So I would say one of my core values, if not my number one core value, is that like I really value finding out the truth about things, even if it's uncomfortable. Which I know is like a storyline that has been sort of like co-opted by a lot of alt right weirdos and everything and whatever. But like at the end of the day, like I really am just trying to figure out what's going on here in this like human existence, and then act in the most suffering responsible way, or the least possible amount of suffering from that, right? So one thing that I absolutely cannot stand is when people continue eating meat and continue consuming animal products, but are unwilling to watch slaughterhouse footage to see where those things come from. So like I've been vegan for like maybe 3 or 4 months now, probably 3 months, and I've encountered this a lot where people are they continue to eat meat. They really don't seem to be like too moved, right? But then I'm like, well, maybe you should like watch a video of like what the animals actually go through, if we can, because most of the time they'll agree that like the animal is a thinking, feeling thing that's capable of feeling pain and everything. I'm like, well, okay, like given that, like let's just watch what the animals go through then. And they're like, oh no, that's too much for me. So my thing is, if you're such a sensitive, delicate individual that you are not able to watch what these animals go through, then you probably either A, should already be vegan because you should be able to empathize with these animals and you should be able to empathize and understand the pain that they're going through, or B, you should just stop eating meat because you're not able to face the reality of like what you're actually doing, right? You should stop consuming animal products because you're not, like, these animals have to be tortured and suffer and die, but you're not willing to, from the comfort of your own home, watch them. You're not, see what they're actually going through for you to have the luxury of putting a steak in your mouth and it tasting good or whatever. You're not willing to see them be forcefully impregnated and all this terrible stuff because you just want to have your milk and not think about any of the bad stuff because you're not willing to confront the truth. Okay. That is what bothers me. I think that, ideally in some setting where people have to be, it'd be like, look, you can either go vegan or you can watch these things and deal with it. And like, if you're that shitty of a person that you're willing to continue consuming animal products after watching the slaughterhouse footage, after watching, the dairy farm footage, after watching the chicks being thrown into the macerator, after watching the mama cow separated from the baby cow, after watching the artificial insemination of the cows, after seeing the animals skinned alive in other parts of the world for the the fur coats and all that. If you're like willing to do that, like, you're just a bad person. You're just a bad person. So people really just need to be honest with themselves, take off the blindfold, rip off the Band-Aid, watch the slaughterhouse footage, and stop torturing animals. Like, that's what it comes down to. Like, stop fucking around, stop torturing animals, and fuck you, that's all.